Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already come. You have been faithful. And from the depths of our despair,
what actually matters? Do this in worship, right? I don't care if you hit the note right. I care if the note hits your heart right. I don't care if we have a mistake. I don't care. I don't care. Let me tell you about this sermon. I don't care if I'm grammatically correct. Who cares? I care if the spiritual fruit, as a matter of fact, man, I'm gonna say it. I don't really care if you like this message. I don't care. I mean, I do. I want you to like the message. I wouldn't post it on Instagram if I didn't want you to like it. That's literally how the system works. But I care more if this message bears fruit in your life than if you like it. I hope you fight me today in your mind. How dare he say it doesn't matter, this and that. He doesn't know what I'm going through. No, I don't. That's why I'm so glad I called Paul to preach. Because Paul went through the stuff. Paul went through that this isn't fair. Paul was trying to do right. I don't think anybody helped people. I don't think anybody was smarter than Paul. That's why I was so surprised he said, I don't know. I'm like, oh, what? That's like one of my kids saying thank you. I'm like, what's happening right now? Is it the rapture? You can only imagine. But he said, I know what's important. Do you? Yeah, most of us don't. Most of us, it takes our whole life. What if this season is fast forwarding us into the correct priorities? Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? What if we're gonna get 50 years of wisdom, the fruit of a season of frustration? Can I show you something else Paul said? Go to Romans 8. Focus on the fruit. Or you can focus on all the things you don't know. You can spit ignorance with everybody else. Conspiracy theories. I saw a UFO the other day. It barely even registered because the world is so screwed up right now. So you can focus on the UFOs, the unknowable faith outcomes. I'm playing. I love y'all so much. I wish y'all were here. One day we'll get back together. When? I don't know. But in the meantime, let me speak this over your life, because Romans 8, how much do you want? Because I've got like 10 verses and I got 2 verses. I can do it either way. Let's take a vote in the chat. On a scale of 10 to 2, how much of God's word do you want today? 2 to 10. 2 to 10. Man, y'all ought to be sharing this message right now. You ought to be sharing this link right now. Because see, the gospel can bear fruit only if it's sown. You ought to share this message when it's over. We have other services all through the day. You ought to tell somebody, catch it when it comes on again. You need to receive this word. That's how we sow the gospel. Okay, I only see 10s. Block everybody who said 2. Block them, ban them from the chat. Ban them from the chat. Kick them out the church. So Romans 8 is really good for perspective. I consider, verse 18, that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Both are a focus, suffering and glory at the same time. What do you want to focus on? The frustration or the fruit? I am convinced, I am persuaded, I have made up my mind that what I am going through is nothing compared to what is going to come forth from it. Because I've seen God do it before. Read the verses faster, Furtick. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subjected to frustration. But I'm not focused on the frustration. I'm not focused on the frustration. I'm not focused on the fear. I'm not even focused on the facts, not of its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be liberated from its bondage. Somebody shout, God is setting me free. Free, free, free from the bondage of decay and brought into the freedom and the glory of the children of God. You want me to keep going? This is good to me, because we know some things I just know. Some things I just know in my soul. Some things I can't prove from a book. Some things I can't Google. Some things I can't get from the news. Some things I can't learn from Twitter. Some things they can't teach me in a classroom. But I know in my spirit that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves who have the first fruits. Focus on the what? The fruit. The fruit of the Spirit is what? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. What God is doing in me right now is setting me free from everything that doesn't look like Him. I got the first fruits. The first fruits. The first fruits. First fruits. What you focus on the fruit. That's why I still tithe in a recession. You think I'm not going to bring back to God what He gave me? He is my source. And yet there's this groaning, there's this tearing, there's this groaning. He said that words can't explain. There's this tension, there's this unsettled, it's the 3 a.m. stuff. It's the 3 p.m. crash. It's the another day of this. I'm so sick of these people around me. And yet if I focus on the fruit, He said that my present suffering isn't even worth comparing to the glory that will be revealed. Can I keep going? Not only so, but we ourselves who have the first fruits of the Spirit grown inwardly as we wait eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we were saved. Hope is a focus, people. Not a feeling. Hope is a focus. Hope is a focus. Hope is a focus. I'm focusing on the fruit. I'm focusing on the character. Perseverance builds character. Focus on the fruit. Look what God is doing in you right now. He said, in this we hope, even though we don't know, there's an instability in the world. There always has been. But hope that is seen is no hope at all. For who hopes for what they already have? See, if I know it, I don't have to hope for it. That's where my faith grows. That's the soil. That's where the seed breaks apart. That's where you are right now. That's what God is doing in this season. Thank you, Lord. But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. The same way the Spirit helps us in our weakness, we do not know. Come on, Paul. Come on, Paul. Make it rhyme. Make it ring. Come on, Paul. Give me the facts. Come on, Paul. Set it up. Come on, Paul. You can preach better than that. We do not know. That's the soil where hope springs forth and buds like faith and looks like resurrection. You alone, Lord, know if these bones can live. But in the same way, verse 26, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit Himself intercedes for us through wordless groans. I don't even know what to pray. God said, I'll take it from here. I'll finish the sentence. Paul's in prison. God said, I'll finish the sentence. Even if the devil started it, I'll finish it. I'll finish it. I'll finish it. He who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. I'm focused on the fruit. I'm focused on the fruit because God is helping me. And he, verse 27, who searches our hearts knows. He knows. He knows. You remember Jeremiah? They were in captivity to Babylon. He said it's going to be 70 long years. But God said, I know the plans I have for you. And you're not supposed to know them all. There's some things you're not supposed to know. Because that's where faith grows. That's where hope grows. That's where maturity takes root. And the Spirit intercedes for God's people in accordance with the will of God. Here comes my favorite verse. And we know. Have you ever heard Romans 8:28? Oh, you can put this anchor down in the deepest water and get through the storm. That all things work together for the good of those that love God. Wait a minute. That's where people stop. Finish the sentence. Somebody say, finish the sentence. Like Paul in prison. I'm staying, I'm not. Do you know that when Paul and Silas were in prison, the doors opened, but they didn't leave? Why? We still got work to do. I'm gonna finish the sentence. I'm gonna see the goodness of the Lord. Don't let the devil cut you off now. Don't let him speak fear while God is building faith. Finish the sentence. Finish the work. Be strong and courageous. Take the land. For we know that all things work together for the good of those who love him. I don't know much, but I know I love you, Lord. That may be all I need to know. I know I love you. I know I'm called. I know I'm appointed. I know you've spoken. I know you're able. But finish the sentence. All things work together for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. That's the fruit. Focus on the fruit. Because if you don't focus on the fruit of what God is doing right now, you will die in the frustration as you wait. So I want to give you a choice. Paul said, I hadn't decided yet what I want to do. This is prison. Nobody's asking you if you want to live or die. Yet, Paul still had a choice. You still have a choice. The choice is your focus. Focus is always chosen. How are you going to start this week? How are you going to start this day? How are you going to start tomorrow? Where are you going to look at? Focus is chosen. That's the only thing you can control. That's the only thing that will really create peace in a storm. Peter didn't fall down when he got out the boat because the water got wetter. He didn't fall down because of strong wind. He fell down because of broken focus. When he took his eyes off Jesus. Now that's what happens when we go by sight, when we need to know too much. And give me verse 21 again, because I'm not done with this. And I intend to mine every drop out of this word God gave me. Focus on the fruit. If God is squeezing you right now, something productive is coming from it. I promise you it is. For we know that all things work together for the good of those who love God. But check this out. No, that's not the one. It's maybe 22. No. It's, yeah. No. Go back. Go to the one before. Go to the one before. Yeah, the creation waits. Romans 8:19. Is it on the screen, the lower third? Read this with me. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. The creation waits for a revelation. Waits. Eager expectation. What does that look like? Eager expectation. It doesn't look like certainty. The Greek word chunks is 3 words. Apo, kara, dokia. Apo, everybody say apo. Not the dog food, apo. Listen what it means. The prefix means to turn away, ignoring other interest. The English word is not you can't translate it with one word. So they put eager expectation, because there is no way to describe humanly the kind of hope that Paul had. You can't put it in just a word. He actually made his own word up, and you can only find it in early Christian literature. Nobody in the empire, the Roman Empire, said the word apokaradokia. Paul made it up. It was a prison sentence. It was something he could only get when he was going through. There is some fruit that can only be born when you're going through, but you have to focus. Apo is the prefix. And I could preach a whole sermon on that prefix. Apo, to turn away, ignoring other interests. It means I have to choose my focus right now. Moment by moment, what will I look at? Will I look at the waves, or will I look at the one who created the waves and the wind is subject to his word? What will I look at right now? If I look away from Jesus, I'm gonna fall. If I look at what it feels like, I'm gonna fall. If I look at what I don't know, I'm going to go crazy. If I keep looking at my phone, I'm gonna fall. God, show me something greater on the inside. Apo, Kara. Kara is simple, it just means head, which is significant, right? It's significant. Because the only thing you really control is what goes on in here. That's the only domain that I can control right now. You can't have my imagination, devil. You can't have my meditation. I'm not going to dwell on sentences of unworthiness. I'm not going to dwell on what was spoken over my life by people who didn't even like me. I'm not going to go off of what the world is saying. I've got a new mind. Don't you wish they made a mask for your mind? I would buy it, sell it, wear it, declare it. I put an Elevation logo on, I'd make a fortune if I could keep all of the thoughts from coming out of my mind, but it doesn't work like that. You've got to focus. Watch this. Apo, Kara, D-O-K-I-A, Dokia. Dokia is the most anointed part to me, because after I've turned away, that's why he said the creation waits in apokaradokia. The only other time this word is in the Bible is in Philippians chapter 1. That's the only other time it's in the Bible, when Paul was in prison. And if he looked at the chains that were on his hands, he'd get depressed. And if he looked at the situation he was in, he'd get depressed. So he said, I can't look at that right now. Come on, close your eyes. You've been looking around too much. He said, I can't look at that right now. Apo, turn away, ignoring what I could focus on. I could focus on the pain, but I'm focused on the purpose. I could be petty, or I could give praise. I'm turning away from what I could complain about. I've got a reason to be grateful. Apo, Kara, head, mind, Dokia, to stretch forward. Did you hear it? Paul said, I'm looking forward. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here, but I'm looking forward to my fruit on the other side. I'm looking forward to glory on the other side. I'm looking forward to a greater anointing, a brighter day, a peaceful heart. I'm looking forward to a purpose, because I know that all things work together for the good of them that love him. I know I've got a purpose. I know he's got a plan, and I will see it come to pass. You better give him praise. Praise him for what he's doing. Praise him for who he is. Yes, he can. Come on, it's no secret. He's doing it right now. In your home, in your heart, in your mind. Miracles outside. This is the word of the Lord. You are in a season where you must focus on the fruit. your fruit. He will be like a tree planted by the streams of water, which will yield its fruit in season. All you got to do in this season is yield your fruit, and you will make it. You will see it. Now, caution. If you focus on your fears, you can die on the other side of something that God had for you. You really can. As a matter of fact, give me Numbers 13, and I promise y'all, I'll go eat a scrambled egg or something. Somebody put focus on the fruit, focus on the fruit, focus on the fruit, focus on the fruit. Y'all can't touch each other, but tell each other, focus on the fruit, focus on the fruit. Don't touch your neighbor, nod at your neighbor. Stretch your head towards your neighbor like Apokara Dokia. Stretch your head. Come on, this is the new thing. We're gonna replace the handshake and the hug with the head nod, all right? Just nod your head right now. Nod your head right now. You see me nodding at you? You are gonna make it. You are gonna come through. You are gonna see it if you focus on the fruit. Because we've been preaching about Egypt. Egypt is what they were leaving when the children of Israel were focused on where they had left and what they had lost. That generation died in the wilderness. And here's why. Look at Numbers chapter 13, verse 27. They told Moses, the spies who went into the land said, we went into the land which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Watch this, stay right here. Here is its fruit. They were carrying a cluster of grapes on a pole. It took Zeke and Brandon to carry the pole. Y'all act like y'all are carrying something between you right now. Just walk. Don't come too close. 6 feet apart. This pole is 6 feet apart. And they walked and they walked and they're telling, here's the fruit. Look at the next verse. This is sad. Look at it. It's a focus. It's a focus. But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. We even saw the descendants of Anak there. They were so focused on what they had to fight. They were so focused on what they feared that they did not even eat the fruit that they carried. They were so focused. Y'all can stop now. That was excellent. Thank you. Impromptu illustrations, quarantine sermons. God said right now in this season, I need you focused on the fruit. Faith comes from focus, but so does fear. The land does flow, but you've got to focus. There is a flow, the administration of the Holy Spirit. Receive it through the screen right now. There is a flow. You need a focus. Here is its fruit. But there's giants, but there's insecurities, but there's uncertainty. Are you really going to let what you don't know become greater than the God that you do? You know him. Focus on that. God, show us the fruit, the grapes, the promises, the blessings. Enlarge in our minds the reasons that we have to have faith. And help us like Paul. Maybe we can't move our feet or our hands like we want, but we can stretch our faith. We thank you, Lord, that in this season, even if you are pruning our branches, we will be more fruitful on the other side. It's in Jesus' name that I pray. Everybody who receives this word, say amen. I'm focused on the fruit. 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 I'm focused. I'm focused. I'm turning my head away. No distractions. I'm focused on the fruit. God is doing a great work in you.
Grace has brought us safe thus far. Your grace will heal.